Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome President and CEO David Wadhwani.
How's everyone? Hello. Welcome. How's everyone this morning? I'm the one with jet lag. You're not. How's everyone this morning? All right, good. Well, welcome to the first ever AppD Summit. It's going to be a great couple days. We have a lot of fun things sprinkled out over the next 48 hours. We have some great learning sessions also planned over the next couple days that are taught by AppD employees and by some of our partners and customers. Make sure you take full advantage of those. And perhaps the one thing I want to leave you with more than anything else is that this is a great opportunity to network. From AppDynamics' perspective, we can't wait to spend more time with all of you, learn a little bit about what you're dealing with, get some feedback around where we are and what we need to be doing more of, but take time to get to know each other as well. This is an incredible time to be in our industry. So much change going on, so many of the opportunities that you face, so many of the challenges you deal with every day. The people to your left, the people to your right are dealing with very similar things. So spend time, exchange cards, get to know each other, and make sure you stay in touch. We can be as good and vibrant as our community, and this is an opportunity to make sure we take it up another notch. And I personally couldn't be more excited to be kicking all of this off in Europe because thanks to all of you, AppDynamics is one of the fastest growing enterprise software companies in Europe ever. And it's great to see so many of you here today. We have a number of customers that we've had for a long time here. Many of you have become, frankly, our personal friends over the years. We have a ton of prospects, more new prospects and new customers at an event than we've ever had before. And you guys come from 34 different countries, representing virtually every industry in the market, and also from companies of every size. We have some tiny startups here, all the way to some of the largest brands in the world. In total, there are over 1,700 people registered for this event, which I believe makes this the largest performance conference ever held in Europe. So thank you for taking the time to be here with us. And at the end of the day, when you pull back the covers on all that, you're all here for the same reason. Because you need to get closer to your users as they become more connected and as their expectations continue to rise. It's all about that single touch we talked about in that opening video that initiates millions of lines of code across hundreds of methods, dozens of services, and multiple data centers across the public and private clouds. And I find it absolutely fascinating that the more seamless life gets for us as connected consumers, thanks to mobile apps, thanks to wearables, thanks to AI, thanks to voice, the more complex it seems to get for us as technologists. Applications are becoming undeniably more distributed, environments are becoming undeniably more dynamic, while users are becoming less forgiving and they're demanding perfection from the apps they use. Now, legacy monitoring tools can't keep up with this change because looking at performance of any component in isolation is at best inaccurate and often completely irrelevant. In today's user-centric world, you have to look at every line of code through the lens of user experience and through the impact that it's having on the business. And this is one of the founding principles of AppDynamics. Those of you who have worked with AppDynamics for a long time know that from the very beginning, every decision we made, every architectural decision, every roadmap prioritization, every services engagement with all of you has really kept at the center of what we do that idea that you have to look at everything through the lens of the business and through the lens of the user. Now, the other founding principle that we had was that we focused on enterprises. The world's biggest brands, the world's most complex environments, many of you here today, you were the sandbox for innovation for us over the years. UBS, as an example, has deployed AppDynamics across hundreds of complex applications to help accelerate innovation across both internal and externally facing banking applications. The European Nuclear Commission is using AppDynamics to reduce the problems in production by giving developers the performance insights that they need to avoid problems in the first place that would otherwise affect their critical research teams. And Waitrose deployed AppDynamics across their e-commerce offerings, tracking customer journeys and tracking business outcomes in addition to performance apps and the performance of their apps. So thank you to UBS, thank you to CERN, thank you to Waitrose, and thank you to all our European customers, which now include every one of the top 5 banks, 4 out of the top 5 telcos, 4 out of the top 5 software companies, and half of the top retailers and insurers. You have pushed us to new heights thanks to the partnership we have with you. Together with all of you, we've redefined what you monitor, moving from those old technology-centric monitoring models to a customer and business-centric view of the business, augmenting those old network operation centers with user and business-centric operation centers. Together with all of you, we've redefined the scale at which you monitor. When we first started AppDynamics, many of our customers had deployed application monitoring tools to monitor hundreds of virtual machines in pre-production environments. Today, a huge percentage of our customers actually have tens of thousands of virtual machines monitored in production. And we already see the earliest of our customers starting to look at how they monitor hundreds of thousands of virtual machines in an increasingly distributed environment. And together with all of you, we've redefined the depth of what we monitor. We now collect trillions of metrics every single month from your applications so that we give you the most granular visibility you could possibly imagine in terms of what you monitor. Trillions of metrics every single month. So thank you for pushing us. Thank you to all of you who have been along this journey with us. Thank you for your business. Thank you for your partnership. And most importantly, thank you for believing in us. Thank you. And for those of you who are just joining us, and like I said, there are more, as a percentage, there are more prospects and new customers here than we've ever had at a conference before. We couldn't be more excited to have you along for the ride in this journey, because this is an amazing time to be in the DevOps world, and here's why. Your users, your customers, your partners are demanding great performance, and their bar for that performance and for their user experience is set by Google, is set by Facebook, is set by Uber, regardless of what industry you work in. You live in a really high-stakes time. The cost of failure is high, but the spoils of success are even higher. It's estimated, for example, that $6 trillion in the next few years are going to move in the digital economy from digital laggards to digital leaders. And so everyone's reshaping how they think about their business. I love what the CEO of RBS said when he called his busiest branch the 701 train from Paddington Station. It's truly amazing to see how every software company is redefining themselves and every market is being redefined, and how organizations are rushing to keep up and invest in the new digital experiences. In fact, again, 50% of IT budgets, think about this, 50% of IT budgets today are now spent on systems of engagement, engaging with your customers. And that's up from just 20% a few short years ago. This is a tectonic shift, and it underscores that every company is a software company. You all work for software companies. Some of you in the obvious sense, right? Some of you work for the next hot startup. Some of you work for some of the biggest banks in the world. Some of you for incredible physical goods companies or incredibly well-known retailers, and some work in industrials. But all of you work for software companies. And it doesn't matter how big or small, it doesn't matter how old or new, you need to act like a software company.